Alright guys, today I'm going to be doing a review of my Springfield XDM 45 ACP. This is what I carry as my duty weapon on a day-to-day basis. Start off with, as always, I'm just going to make sure the gun's clear and unloaded. Just hold on just one second. Film this on my iPhone, so I'm going to have somebody hold it while I clear it. Drop the mag. Eject the shell out. It is clear. Nothing in there. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to bring it back for purposes like this. Okay. Start off with, I'm extremely pleased with the XDM as far as the mechanics of the weapon, the way it shoots. I'm a huge fan. Originally, I went with the Springfield XDM Bitone, which comes in the black down here and the stainless slide up here. I was extremely displeased with the Bitone. I love the looks of it. Seen at the magazines on the covers for months when it come out, like, oh, I got to get the Bitone. I got the Bitone, and in 2 months, it was in the months of June, July, and August. In those months, I went through 3 weapons. All 3 of them after having for, I'm saying, maybe a week to 2 weeks, all the way from the front of the slide, or from the front of the slide to the rear of the slide, I had small, tiny rust spots all over. And if you got some kind of stainless metal, component, you could rub on it and it would take it off. Well, some of them. But I'm sorry, when I pay this much for a weapon, and I'm going to use it on a day-to-day basis, and I'm going to trust my life within it, I want something that's not a rust box. I contacted Springfield. They said it's a known issue with the Bitone XDMs. They make a harder metal than, like, say, your SIG 226 does in the stainless. They make a harder metal, but it has a higher oxidation level. Therefore, when you're in the elements, it's going to rust. There's nothing you can do for it. So, like I said, but now as far as Springfield's customer service, they were awesome. I never had a gun gone more than 4 days. I would send this gun out. They would send me another one. They sent me, like I said, 3 of the Bitones with a stainless slide. But after the 3rd one, I told them I was just extremely displeased. And I wanted to stay with the Springfield because the actual mechanics of the Bitone, I shot it. It was the best shooting gun I've ever had. And I had the SIG 226, and I also had the Glock before this one. Had the Glock 22. This gun shoots, in my opinion, extremely better than both weapons, which you have different strokes for different folks. You got your SIG guys, you got your guys that are Glock guys. Me, personally, after having this, I am definitely a Springfield fan. No complaints since I got the black one. Right out the box, I qualified with it, cleaned the mill dust out the barrel. Right out the box, I took it my first 50 rounds and qualified with it, never shooting it, and I qualified the standard qualification course with a score of a 100. Springfield did, since I had so much trouble with the bipod. Like I said, they have great customer service. They sent me the TRIJICON night sights. It has a 3-dot system. So you line up your 3 dots and you're pretty much on target. I mean, it's, you pretty much can't miss with this weapon. Extremely pleased with it. Overall, never had any problems besides when I had the Bitone. I'm going to go ahead and break it down real quick, just show you the simple breakdown of it, how to do things like that. And once again, let me have my fiance over here hold the phone for me. Fiance/baby mama. Okay. What you do, you pull it back, you lock the slide here. I don't know if you can see. It's got the locking mechanism. You push this up. Now with the old Springfield XD, when you release this, you had to actually pull the trigger to do that. With this one, you don't have to. That's one of the modifications they made. You do not have to pull the trigger. All you have to do is release and pull straight off. It makes it a little easier. I'm not a big fan of dry firing my weapons. I know you can, but I'm just not a fan of it. But that's one of the major things they changed from the Springfield XD to the XDM. Go ahead and take the spring out. Now, when you take this spring out, it has a lot of tension on it, so be careful. It will jump out and get you or fly across the room. Like I said, but that's one of the reasons it shoots so tight. Most weapons, when you put a clip in, a loaded clip, you have to really rack that back hard and let it go home. This one right here, man, it's so smooth. You can just ease it back, ease it forward, and it's not going to jam. I fired over 2,000 rounds through this gun, well over 2,000 rounds. I've not had one jam, one misfeed. I've not had any problems with it. I'm extremely pleased since I went with a matte finish. I'm extremely pleased with this weapon. I will not ever carry another duty weapon but the Springfield. The only problem I found about the Springfield XDM 45 is it's relatively new to the market. It's not new, I mean new to me. It's been out, about 2 years now, something like that, maybe possibly more. You cannot find a duty holster for it that's made for the XDM. There's one holster that does fit, but it's not made for it. It's made for the original XD45 by Blackhawk. It's their Serpa holster. I use that on duty. You can see, let's see here, where it's wore off the matte finish right there. I mean, it hadn't completely wore it off, but you can really see where it's put some damage on there. I thought about getting like some, I don't know what it's called, that cloth skin that you can put on the inside of that Kydex holster, because that's the material that the Blackhawk's made out of, is the Kydex. Maybe putting like some animal skin or something on the inside. I think that's the name of it. But like I said, in April 2011, I talked Safariland. They're going to have a holster coming out supposedly that'll fit the XDM 45 for law enforcement. Once again, they said that was April 2011. If it happens or not, we'll see. Trying to think what else we got here. Like I said, that's the only thing I found negative, is that it doesn't have a holster. This is a match grade barrel system, so every time that I had a problem with the bipod, the bitone, they actually had to send me a whole new gun, because you got your serial number there. You have a serial number here on your barrel, and you also have it right here on the side of your weapon. It's going to be on this side. Yeah, right there. So you got your serial number in 3 places, so that's pretty neat. There's no way for somebody, to take your weapon, any parts from it. It's all match grade. And also, it's a good thing. Like I said, I was going to get it Duracoated, but I ended up not doing that. This is the double stack mag. It holds 13 rounds in the clip, plus 1 in the chamber. You can't go wrong with that. I've seen a lot of guys that I know that carry the SIG 45s, and theirs is the original single stack, which is a little older handguns. And a lot of the 45s, they don't carry, the 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds. That being the double stack, it really does. It helps. It has the extra rounds. You pretty much got as much as you almost have with a Glock 40 22 model. Let's see here. Oh yeah, some little things that I've done different to it. I polished the feeding ramp right there. I do that with all my handguns. It just gives it a lot smoother action. I think it's called Metalworks that I use. It's hard to find now. I found some down here in Fort Walton Beach at a place called Jimmy's Pawn Shop. But right there, I polished the feeding ramp, and also I polish here. You just get a little polishing rail on a Dremel tool, and that Metalworks, and just keep the Metalworks on there as you work it. And you can see how that is. I mean, it's extremely smooth after polishing it. It just gives it a little bit of a smoother action. It sounds a little better. Right out of the box, it's awesome. It's extremely smooth. I really love the way it is out of the box, but it's just little things that I do to all my guns. It's not something that you have to do to make it function or shoot properly. Like I said, I'm happy with it right out of the box. As far as right out of the box, you get your hard case that says Springfield XDM. Open it up. You get this and another mag. You get a paddle holster. It has no retention, so it's not something I would recommend for somebody to carry on duty. Now, if you're just carrying it around to shoot out in the range. But now, I noticed the paddle holster, when I carried it, it actually scratches this a little bit too. It's made out of the Kydex. It says XDM on it. You get the microfiber brush, which is in the black, little black bristles. I use that to clean it with. I clean it after every time I shoot it. And that's really about it. As far as lubing and oiling the gun, I use break-free CLP, the break-free cleaner, lubricant, preservative. I'll put a drop there on in here. And like I said, everybody does stuff different. You don't have to, I'll put some on my finger, and I'll just rub the rail right here. I'll put a drop here every 3 to 6 cleanings, and I put a drop on each side of my slide. Turn it upside down, let it sit for an hour, and just let it run down. And then after that, I put my gun together and rack it back, good 20 or 30 times, get it all throughout there. You can put oil anywhere, but until you rack your gun back, it's really not going to move it around like it needs to. Like I said, I fired around 2,000 rounds through this gun, never had a misfeed, jam, nothing. Extremely pleased with it overall. I would definitely recommend the Springfield XDM for anybody who's looking to purchase one. I just would not recommend the bitone, because like I said, that it just will not hold up to the day-to-day elements if you're going to use it on a day-to-day basis. I wouldn't recommend the Bi-Tone. But I'm extremely happy with this. Real quick, I'll go over how to put it back together, and then we'll conclude my video. Just bear with me just a moment. All that you do, you just take your barrel, put it right back in here. Take your spring. Like I said, this spring does have a lot of tension. It's a pretty big spring. It's bigger than any of the other ones that I've used. Try and keep it as straight as possible while you're putting it in. Just give me a second. Just pop it right in there on that first notch. It's really easy. Just slide it on here. Once you rack it back, just pop your clip down, let it ride forward. I always do that and shake it, make sure it's on there right. Everything's on there proper. That's it. Also, I like Springfield so much. I just bought one for off-duty carry. I just got the Springfield XD Subcompact 9, and it holds 16 plus 1 rounds with that extended clip. I'm extremely pleased with that. I'll be doing a video on that as well coming up soon. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free just to message me, and I'll answer any questions you may have.